Hi, I'm Ross, Lifetime Natural Bodybuilder, and this is part 2 of my 2-day split training series. The first video features chest, shoulders and back, and I'll put the link in the description box below if you haven't seen that. This video features legs and arms. Now the reasoning behind that split is quite simple. For me, leg training is the most time consuming, also the most energy consuming of all muscle groups to train, with probably back being the second closest. So the warm-up itself is quite lengthy indeed. I do a lot of static stretching, foam rolling and dynamic work. The warm-up sets as well take a long time. I'm probably going to be doing the most warm-up sets of any exercise leading up to the squat working set. The time in between the warm-up sets are quite lengthy as well, replacing weights with my training partner. You know, it's a long process. So by the time we get to the working set, it's been probably 40 minutes plus already, easily. So it's not that quick at all. And then we follow that up with some stiff leg deadlifts, and usually I will do calves. However, because we had to do arms as well, we've only got 2 hours to utilise for this session. I did calves another day. So squats, the aim of the game really with this session was to beat 170 for 5, and I did that. I did 6 reps, felt okay. 2 weeks ago I got 180k for 3, but it was an evening session, so it was a good 8-9 hours later than this session, and for me I feel a lot better when I squat in the evenings, a lot stronger. The squats just in general feel a lot smoother. I don't feel quite so tight. And then for me, transitioning to a morning session, I'm always going to see a drop off in performance, so you have to bear that in mind. That time of day makes a big difference, especially with squats, and I'm always weaker in the mornings. So what I try to do, I try to improve my squatting ability in the morning sessions, the training days, and then every now and again, every few weeks, we'll do like a tester, a 1 rep max, or a real peak set. Maybe go for 3 at 190, maybe in a month, and then go back to the morning session. So when you come to do that evening session, you're always feeling really good. You're mentally in a much better position to be able to lift heavier. So my goal, as I mentioned before, for the end of this year is 220 kilos, which would be a PB of about, say, 12-13 kilos, something like that. And at the moment, I'm probably about 190 for one of an evening, so I've still got a long way to go. Finishing up with stiff leg deadlifts, we use a deficit on this to increase the range of motion. So 2 10k plates, one up to about 150 kilos for sets of 6 to 8 reps. So we've only recently started doing deficit deadlifts. Prior to this, we were doing it from the floor, and I, in the previous cycle, worked up to about 170, 175 kilos for, I think, sets of 5 to 8 maybe. So then we dropped the weight back down, started 145 last week, and the aim of the game is to grind back that weight up to where it was before from the floor. But obviously you're at a deficit, so you're going to really benefit from that increased range of motion with those extra 2 inches or so. And then I'll probably go back to the floor, but the weight will have to increase a further 10 to 15 kilos to compensate for that reduced range of motion. So that's the legs done. We move on to the arms now, and this is a really good exercise. We've just started doing these probably a few weeks now. Really, really good. It's something I've never really done that much of before, to be honest. It's very important that you keep your elbows back and try not to let the hands curl inwards to the front of the shoulders. It's very important that you pull them back up to the ear, like you're doing a front double bicep. If you keep your arms fixed in that position, then it's a fantastic exercise, but it's really dependent upon the elbow position in relation to the shoulder. If you can see here, my elbows are in line with my shoulders and my wrists are in line with the shoulders and elbows. Now, what happens is if you don't concentrate, as your muscles start to get more fatigued, it'll be a lot easier for the hands to curl inwards and kind of ruin that nice straight line. And that's really what you've got to prevent when doing that exercise. So we superset the curls with some pushdowns, open palm pushdowns. For me, it's a much preferred grip to use. I just feel it a lot more in my triceps, almost like a skin splitting pump I get on these. Really, really good. And we do 3 sets. Each set gets a little bit heavier, a little bit closer to the point of failure. So it's not really until that last set that the intensity is kind of maxed out and you're really hitting it hard. 15 to 20 reps each set, and just go for it. I mean, we didn't really have much time, so that was all we could really fit in, to be honest. My arm training takes 2 forms at the moment. A heavy day, which generally speaking would be dumbbell incline curl and double dumbbell overhead extension, where we do maybe 6 to 10 reps. And then the lighter day, you can be more flexible, add in some supersets, increase reps and whatnot. But obviously this week I was unable to do the 2 main sessions, and that's how I split it up this week. I still feel confident that I can make progress with only 2 days of training if it's structured right and the intensity is high enough. You can really still make good progress with such low frequency. So if you enjoyed the video, guys, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more, stay strong.